with Cooped Up Live. Shit, I say. Hope you're doing well today while people are joining. I'm going to remind y'all to go to coopedup.com. That's my website. You can check out the shit I put there. It's all the shit I like, shit I'm doing, shit I'm thinking, all that kind of stuff, shit I'm saying. And you can sign up for my email newsletter there too, the Coop Scoop. And then if you're on Instagram, make sure you go to follow me there at I'm Cooped Up. Hey, Mama, good to see ya. So anyway, so while folks are joining, I got the weather completely wrong this week. So I was under the understanding, based on something I read, I can't remember what it was, but based on something I read, I thought yesterday was going to be chilly, today was going to be actually cold, and then it was going to warm up. Well, it turns out yesterday was the cold day, keep in mind it's Texas, the cold day, and then it has been warming up. And so today it hit, so I'm in a long sleeve shirt, and it hit 85 degrees, I think, at some point today. I did see a meme earlier today that October in Texas is the time of year when we have all 4 seasons in a day. So like it's like winter first thing in the morning, and then mid-morning it's like spring-like, and then in the afternoon it's the summer, and then at about 4:30 when the sun starts to go down again, it is the fall and all the mosquitoes. So that, I thought that was funny. We'll see. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing okay. I've also had the song Savage Love stuck in my head since yesterday afternoon, even laying in bed. You know, I think Jason Derulo, I think is who sings it. Savage Love, break your heart. That is the entire lyrics that I know right there. I don't know any of them. And so I'm laying in bed last night and I'm like, da, da, da. Da, 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 da. I'm like, what? Oh my God. I cannot get that out of my head. It was the worst. And I think it's because I was watching some TikTok. I got to say it that way. It makes me sound old and I like it. Because that's one of those, everyone doing the TikTok song of 2020. Exactly. I have been, I mean, literally, I would almost rather have WAP in my head at this point, or WAP. And Carrie wants me to save some of the holiday cheer for tomorrow when she's on. Carrie's on tomorrow. And she's going to put up her tree on November 7th. Yeah, you may beat me. I think I might be a few days before our lights go on the house on the 4th of November. But other than that, I'm planning to get started as soon as possible after Halloween passes us by. Yes. And after Thanksgiving, we can share our favorite ornaments show. Yeah, my favorite ornament is the most flaming homosexual ornament on the planet. You'll have to tune in to see what it is. So much so that I posted it, and the famous celebrity creator of it saw my post joking about it and messaged me saying that how much he liked it. And the person, I can't give away too much, but the person that the ornament is about, it was also her favorite. So I thought that would, and I love it. I love it so much. Makes me smile every time. On Halloween, though, Todd was telling me about this. I've not seen it for myself, but Todd was telling me about this last night. You know, yesterday we were talking about trick-or-treating and when to do it, and some of the neighborhoods around us are doing it the night before and at a certain time so that it's only for the neighborhood kids, just kind of minimize the crowds, because around here it gets like bonkersville. It's like 10,000 people hitting a like 10 block range, right? So a lot of neighborhoods are trying to minimize that, not because they're trying to turn, they're not wanting to turn away anybody. It's about COVID. It's not about being stingy, because they are very, very generous with their thing. And I also think that when you live in a nice neighborhood, it is kind of one of your burdens to bear, if you will, or burden makes it sound bad even, but like one of the things that you do is that you help children who cannot live in a neighborhood as nice as ours have a Halloween worthy of Halloween for them, right? And so I have no problem with all the people being bussed in or brought in. It actually drives me insane and it's always kind of like veiled racism when I hear, oh, they bust in all those kids. Like, no, no, these are children who want to have a safe, happy, fun Halloween. And you know what? We can fucking afford it. So we're going to afford it. Step off, right? Anyway, the neighborhoods can't do that this year because of COVID. And Swiss Avenue, which here in Dallas is one of like the fanciest, it's an old like estate neighborhood, like mansions that from like the early 1900s, if not older than that, that like all of the leaders of old Dallas used to live there, the barons, the CEOs, that sort of thing, politicians. And then it went downhill. And then I guess in like the 80s, maybe, I don't know, it started being resurrected again. And it's still surrounded by a little bit of some rough patches, right? But anyway, they are known for having a really huge Halloween. And this year, this is the point I was going to finally get to. Todd told me that he saw that they've put up signs on either end of Swiss Avenue, which used to have gates, or I guess, or there's gates that don't have gates on it, but like things, they've put up signs saying, Halloween is canceled this year. We're not doing it because of COVID, but we cannot wait to see you next year. And I think it's very important that they did that that they said, can't wait to see you next year. But that was, so they're doing, so even Swiss Avenue is not doing it just because of, who knows? And the numbers are going up a lot, y'all. Like from like 150 a day, 200 a day to now it's like 600 a day just in Dallas County alone. And we were on a really good like slope downward, and now we're fucking it up again. So I got my OGP. Yeah, you know me. For those of you new to the show, I don't know if there is actually anyone. This is my Olive Garden pour. It's what I call when I'm being too lazy and too drunk to get refills. I just pour it all the way up. The crazy reindeer you have outside is to die for. I cannot wait for reindeer to go up. Funny enough, we were talking about the reindeer yesterday. Y'all find this funny. We were talking about the reindeer yesterday, and normally we do this thing called the reindeer erection, where we make a big deal of erecting our reindeer, right? Getting them up, putting them up, put the wood up. All kinds of puns that go with it. My sister and my brother-in-law have come up and helped us with it. It's a lot of fun. We had a party last year to go with it in the driveway, had chili and all kinds of stuff for people. We're not going to do that this year, but I love Christmas so much. My sister yesterday in the comments called me a whore in relation to Christmas. She just said whore, and then I posted it here. She got a warning from Facebook today that they were like, we're what? Basically, she didn't get in trouble. She just got notified that it was against that sort of language, even though I'm here dropping F-bombs like crazy, that sort of language was against community standards because it was considered like negative speech, hateful speech towards me. When in fact, if the person had read what I don't even know if she had a chance to dispute it, but had they read what was going on or watched the screen, I put it up on the screen. I wanted everyone to see it. I thought it was hilarious. But anyway, so yeah, I'm a Christmas whore. So much so that I saw some news today that I'm over the moon excited about. There is a show on Netflix that is coming. They announced it this morning, or maybe yesterday, called Holiday Home Makeovers with Mr. Christmas. And it is like if you take like Extreme Makeover Home Edition and some really, really tacky Christmas person and throw them together. It is a team of people who do full-on holiday makeovers, Christmas holiday makeovers of people's houses. And it comes out, I wrote it down, November 18th is when it launches on Netflix. I'm not a binger, but I will be binging that. Another favorite show of mine on TV is is it called The Great American Light Fight? I think is what it's called. Tanya Nyack, I think is the host's name, and also Carter Osterhaus and some others. And I think is it on ABC? I think it's on ABC also. And it is some crazy ass, tacky ass, but some creative shit. So that show, part of it, do y'all watch that show, The Great American, All Great American Light Fight, or National American Light Fight, something like that. I have it on TiVo, or TiVo, who has TiVo? On DVR. But I love that show, except for they all look like garbage during the daytime. That's the problem with big Christmas decorations, is they look like garbage in the daytime. It looks like the PVC pipe and pipe cleaners that it really is, and inflatable pools and stuff, shit like that. But at night, some of them are magical. Some of them still look like garbage. But I just love the spirit of it and how fun it is, and how over the amount of money that people spend on these things too. Todd already thinks our reindeer were too expensive because it was like, I think a sheet of plywood is like $40, and I think that one of our reindeer took like 6 sheet of plywood, and we made them ourselves. You'll have to see. I'll show you a photo when we get around to it. Let me see. Y'all are commenting a lot, and I'm not even looking at the comments yet. Um, Carrie's saying all kids need loads of fattening candy, no discrimination. I agree. Kit Kat doesn't know no colors. Disheartening to see the numbers rise. Ugh, I know. And Beth, you're in Collin County. I think y'all are worse off than Dallas County because at least we're minding the rules here. It's all the suburban counties. I saw that even like Denton, which is Denton County, is they're hitting the threshold for everything starting to shut down again per the governor's orders. Like it's like 15% or something. Again, news-ish. My numbers aren't always right, but my sister's saying, "Yep, got in trouble." Do they have an option for you to dispute it? I'll write you a letter of recommendation. And Carrie wants to test it. There are some holes in this Christmas house. There's holes. Wreaths and poinsettias. Wreaths and poinsettias. Oh, I didn't even see that. Raven, I said it before I saw your comment. That's hilarious. Oh, and Sandy and Beth have watched the light show. Oh, Carrie, you're gonna be in trouble. It's true. Don't get mad at me if that happens. You knew what you walked into. Crystal watches it too. It is so fun. I mean, it is like, first of all, have you ever noticed that there are no people of color on these shows? It is always just straight up redneck white people. It always is on these shows. It is occasionally there's like a Cuban, like if they go to Florida or something, but almost always it is just some country ass white people. A lot of them are in the country. Some of them are in suburbs, but in the suburbs, you got to worry about your zoning and all that kind of, or not neighborhood associations. So, and even in New Orleans, they are currently wearing masks, unlike Uptown Dallas. I know. It freaks me out, y'all. I mean, my staff wants to come back. My team wants to come back starting on Monday because I bought these plastic shields to put between their desks and stuff. I've told them that I'm not going to mandate a specific date of return, that everyone has different risk tolerances, and knowing everyone else's behavior and all of that kind of stuff, they are welcome to come back to the office whenever they feel most comfortable. I will not be there on Monday. I'm going to tell you that because I don't know, the youngsters, they're still doing stuff. I trust all these people. I just don't trust their friends. That's the thing. I don't trust their friends. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see what else we're going to talk about. Today is the anniversary of when the tornado ripped through North Dallas. I didn't realize, first of all, that feels like it was a lot longer ago than a year ago. But then you drive through North Dallas sometimes, and I'm sorry to make this such a Dallas-specific episode for those of you not here. But basically, a year ago today, there was a tornado that touched down in the city, on one end of the city, and went like 15 miles, just took out a bunch of high schools, took out a Home Depot, took out a radio station, just kept going. Entire shopping centers were gone, a central market, all kinds of stuff. And the crazy thing is these tornadoes, it just like crossed over the tollway and Central Expressway, and you can see there's a cut in the wall, and just where it went through, you could see. But then this is the weird thing about tornadoes. If a tornado hits you, it's bad news. If a tornado goes by you, it's not that bad unless something hits you from the house that it hit. Like their houses, like 5 down, it's just like they had a windy day. Like it's so weird. It's so weird. I didn't realize it was a year ago, but there are certain places you can go where you're looking, you're like, okay, that happened yesterday. And there's other places you go, you're like, there was a tornado. And I think the Home Depot is now open again. I think I saw that. I saw that Central Market, they're about to reopen, and then they donated $1 million to help rebuild a close by high school. Scary. I also did not realize, I was going to make a snarky comment about it, but then I chose against it. But I did not realize how many people I know were in the path of the tornado, right? Like that's creepy too. But yeah, Sandy saying that tornado was awful. Scary is what it was. There was a tornado um, a few Thanksgivings ago, I think. Wasn't it like 5 Thanksgivings ago, where the people who died on it were actually thrown from an overpass into the lake? Like their car was picked up and it was thrown into like that's crazy shit. People are scared of tornadoes, and they are scary. But here's the thing about a tornado. Unlike an earthquake, because like people like my hairdresser is from California. She is like terrified of thunderstorms and tornadoes. I'm like, I've been in California during 2 earthquakes. That shit is scary because you know what? You're just there getting a manicure, and all of a sudden the earth tries to eat you. You're just there eating some spaghetti and meatballs, and all of a sudden the earth your house tries to fall on top of you. That's an earthquake. At least with the tornadoes are always in a storm. There's no such thing as, oh, look, what a wonderful day. Oh, no, a tornado. Like, never. It doesn't happen. So there's that. And tornadoes are now they're so good at broadcasting that they're on like the front end of storms typically. And what else was I going to say about that? They don't happen at night a lot. Like they'll happen at like change of day to night, like daytime to dusk or whatever. I mean, the Dallas one I think it was pretty dark out. But they don't happen like very rarely do tornadoes happen. Like you're laying in your bed sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning and a thunderstorm rolls through and your house falls on you, right? That doesn't happen very often. Normally it's during kind of waking hours, evening hours, morning hours, that sort of thing, when there's a lot of things. But tornadoes, I'm like, and the other thing about tornadoes is the destruction, like I said, is bad. I mean, if you're in it, it's bad. But if you're not in it, it's I think thunderstorms sometimes may do more damage like collectively of trees falling on houses and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. The Rockwall one was the day after Christmas. That's right, because my in-laws were here for that, and that's the one that threw them over. It went over the Mixmaster by the lake and threw cars off. Scary. Can you imagine surviving a tornado but then drowning in your car? Like that is just the worst. Carrie, you are already being sanctioned. I can't react to your twinkle light comment. Oh, girl, you better be able to get on tomorrow. Oh, you can because I use my software. My sister is scared of tornadoes. Triggered her anxiety. Yeah. And you know what? People are always like, "Oh, my dogs are so afraid of thunderstorms." I've made it clear, and I've got pet people watching. I am not a pet person. I love my dogs. I love my cats, but they're not my fur babies. They're not my children. I actually literally have no idea how they react to storms because I don't go in there to check on them during a storm. I'm like, you're in your bed, you're locked up, you're fine. House is on, you got food, you got water. I got Netflix going. Maybe I'm heartless. I was just raised in a way that animals were animals. Circle of life, you know. I cry like when they die and stuff, but I'm not like devastated, and I certainly am not. I'm not someone who is like our dogs. I think are buried somewhere in the backyard, and I literally have no idea where our cat Steele ended up. Todd took care of it, but we don't have like gravestones or anything. God, I hope the dogs are still buried back there. That sounds very cold. I like our dogs. Like I said, I am just not. Some people don't even realize we have pets until they see me walking. And they're like, "You got dogs?" And I'm like, "Dogs? Why did I say dogs?" Maybe it's because I'm talking about being a country person, growing up in the country on farms, in small towns, that sort of thing. You just have a different outlook on your animals, right? Um, oh, Sandy saying she couldn't. She got a message, but she can't like Carrie's comment either. Ooh, girl, you're in trouble. Nola also just opened up, so it's fresh. And the tourist and entertainment cities are much better at it. She returned from Memphis, and they were not playing. Well, they don't want to get shut down. Those tourist cities, it is. If those bars and hotels and stuff shut down, they're toast again, right? So they're going to stick to it. And Crystal is saying the numbers are going up in St. Louis too, but that's the rural Republican no mask wearing counties, not St. Louis City and County. They're coming into our hospitals. I'm glad they pointed that out. Yeah, that's happening to Dallas too. It's the more conservative areas that are being impacted by it the most. Um, oh, Carrie did get in trouble. She did get in trouble. So I can say fuck, I can say damn, I can say shit, I can say all of these things on here, like a lot, and y'all, and I'm not getting in trouble. But one of y'all says whore in writing, and you get in trouble. That's just crazy, crazy. Mm. Monica made me choke on my wine. We buried our chicken. Dogs dug it up. Had a leg poking out of the ground. Are you sure you didn't take it to Pet Cemetery? It's gonna come back and haunt you. I was walking the dogs today, and there was a chicken walking across the street. It was like a bad joke. It just cracks me up. Um, Carrie's just kidding, but she did trigger someone on here. I know, that's crazy. Um, what else? Oh, I meant to tell you yesterday, and I even wrote it down, and I forgot to go back to it. So we did this cool thing. I guess cool. I don't know. It was a thing we did this weekend. We did blood tests. So I had no idea what blood type I was because for a couple of reasons. One is, well, I just when I go to the doctor for my annuals or whatever, I'm listening for him to say your liver's going to survive another year, or no, you're not diabetic yet, or your heart's not going to be not going to explode. And then I started ignoring him, and he's like, you need to walk 45 minutes a day, which I'm now doing. So fuck you, doctors. And all that, right? So I'm not listening for a minor thing like my blood type. Then Todd and I were like, we were reading an article, I guess. There's now research out that COVID affects people with different blood types differently. And neither he nor I knew our blood types. So I was like, I don't know either. And then gays can't donate blood. Most people do not realize this, but specifically gay men, are not allowed to donate blood in the United States. And they've since loosened the law that says, well, you can, but you have to abstain for like some really, really long period of time, which basically, well, maybe gay dads could do it. I'm probably approaching the timeline at some point soon. But so it's effectively still a ban, right? So because I don't ever have things doing with blood, I don't know if someone needs my blood or not. I didn't know my blood type. So we ordered, I think it was like $8 a kit. There are these kits that you do at home that tell you your blood type. And it's a super simple, it looked like a bag of Pedialyte or something, or that liquid IV. It was just like a plastic bag. And in it, we got two kits. And in it, it was this like thing that shoots into your finger, which hurt like a son of a bitch, by the way. I was still we did this Saturday night, and I was still sore yesterday morning. And actually, now I'm talking about it, I can feel exactly where it punctured my finger, right? If I were to become diabetic, I just cut off my limbs and put me in a coma, because I don't think I could do the whole blood testing every day and giving myself shots. So you do that, and then there's a card that they give you that has 4 circles on it. And in the 4 circles, it's just a card that looks like 4 circles on it like that. And then you put a drop of water on each of them. And I guess there's they kind of look like clear, those water paints that you get, like that's already like a coloring book that's already like the paint is in it and it's just activated by water. It looked like that, but they were all clear. Like, so it just had kind of that shiny look to it. And you put water on them, and then you go and you drip a bunch of blood on each of the circles. And depending on how each of them react, there is a like an answer key, if you will. That's like, okay, if Todd's did not react to anything. Todd's was just like blood, just none. So he went first, and he's like, fuck, this thing is broken. So then I did it, and mine's like blood, and then it was like all bubbly and weird, and then blood, and then it was all also still bubbly. So the first one was regular, the second one was like all bubbly, the third one was regular, and the fourth one was all bubbly. And so then on the quick thing, mine said that I was A positive. I still don't know what that means. I've not researched if there's any specific traits to A positive people. I'm glad it was a positive. Todd's was a negative. And then we looked up the kids. We got out their birth information and looked up their blood types too. Mason is a positive and Claire is a negative also. But I don't remember the actual letters. So I was A positive. I thought it was going to be Chardonnay positive, but bunch. Bad drunk dad joke. So my mom is also A positive. Yay! My sister loves the sound effects. Yeah, I mean, it hurts so bad. Um, oh, and Crystal saying it must just be that comment because she can do the other. And Michelle Condre, hey, happy new tooth day, Michelle. So I follow you. We learned our blood type in science class in high school. You're A positive also. You and I are literally the same fucking person, Michelle. I mean, we we have joked about that you were just a older female version of me. Just like I could be your child, except for my mother's on here, and I look like my dad, and my sister looks like my mom, and then we look like twins. So say what you will about that. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. A positive. I need to research, like, does it mean I'm more prone to something? I'm actually surprised that my 23andMe, maybe it does. Maybe, again, your blood type is maybe one of those just basic things where if you're given a list of things that are interesting about you, you're going to be like, okay, is the liver alive? Am I from Scandinavia? Am I going to get Alzheimer's disease? Okay. And then you don't even look at the blood type. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. What are y'all talking? I feel like there's a lot of crosstalk and about redneck. Oh my god. Shit. Cancel culture. I agree. Just don't cancel my fucking show. What else y'all talking about? I'm gonna need to start wrapping this up. A positive loves Christmas decorating. Yeah. That's because it looks like a Christmas tree and it's positively happy. I love it. And Carrie is O. Does that mean O negative or just O? I don't know. The most popular. Of course, you're the most popular. Oh, mine is the Jomo. Mine is the one that nobody wants and nobody can take, but I can take everybody else's. Yes. O positive is the most common. A positive is the second most. And she loves a new tooth. Yay. Oh, and mosquito. Mom, me too. Mosquitoes must not like A positive people because I never get bitten by mosquitoes. And apparently the O's don't contract COVID as much. Good to know. Good to know. Let's see what else. Oh, just a couple of random other things. I got my list here. Savage Love. God, that song. Texas has the most early voters, broken all records, the most early voters of any state in the United States at the moment. Some people are like, yeah, that's so exciting. Like, yay, maybe it's the blue wave. I'm like, I wouldn't count on that. Maybe it's a blue, like, low tide. I don't know. So here's the thing about it. Everybody, I'm very proud of Texas for early voting, and Carrie and I are going to talk about the voting stuff tomorrow. I'm not going to talk about that now. But the early voting stuff is, or the early voting, it's great. I'm so glad everyone's voting. I'm so glad it's all getting out, but it's not one-sided, y'all. It is, everybody is getting out. It is both sides. So it is, if you see that message that says, oh, well, everyone else is voting, I don't need to vote. No, you still need to vote. So go vote. And Michelle's saying theory blown. If there was a mosquito within 10 miles, it bites me. Oh, okay. And then, so anyway, so I saw that and I thought about the early voting. I was like, okay, everyone needs to vote. And then have y'all seen the stuff about this Michigan governor's kidnapping? I've only seen a little bit of it. Well, the plan that was thwarted to kidnap her. So they were going to go, supposedly they were going to go to her, again, this is newsish, so I've just kind of skimmed it. I may have the facts a little bit wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even remember her name, honestly. But they were going to go, the militia, which, by the way, in America, if a bunch of militant people get together with guns and are like ideological and trying to create coups and stuff, we just call them militias. Like, it sounds like it's one of those militias. But elsewhere, that's called like a jihad or terrorist, right? Like if people in Pakistan were to do the same thing, we would call them something very different than we call them in Michigan, right? Okay, let's get that out of the way. But anyway, what they were going to do is they had scouted out her. I guess she has a lake house. I think everyone in Michigan has a lake house. She had a lake house, and they were going to go get her. They were going to put her on a boat, take her out into the middle of Lake Michigan, and just leave her ass there. That they were going to abandon her, so they weren't going to technically kill her. And I'm not defending them in any way. That's not what I'm saying. They weren't going to technically kill her, but what they were going to do is they were going to leave her ass out there, and she was probably going to die or at least learn her lesson. I don't know what they were trying to do, but anyway, I thought that was weird. Yeah. Alrighty, and last thing I just had on my list is I'm gonna hit everything in this Jeep. I've been driving it. You can tell my hair is kind of big today. I've been driving it around today. When I had to go pick up some wine. I had to go run an errand at our kids' new school campus and all that stuff. I have nearly backed into a million different things because, first of all, it does not have a backup camera. So I'm spoiled. My normal daily driver is my Range Rover. I'm not bragging with that. That's just what it is. And that car has spoiled me to the point where I barely drive. Like it's got a backup camera. It's got, so I just kind of look down at the screen. It's got beep, beep, beep. It tells me if a car is coming. It's got a different beep for that. It's got a different beep if I'm about to run into something. It's all the beeps, right? The mirrors do all their things. They've got their own sensors on them, all that kind of stuff, right? I know if there's someone in the lane next to me because it puts a light up, all that kind of stuff. This Jeep does not, and it sits so high. I'm 6.5 feet tall, and I'm like climbing into it. I don't know how everyone else in the family is getting into this thing, but so I'm climbing into this thing, riding in it, and I can't see shit for shit around me. So I'm 100% going to run over something, back into something. I don't know what. I've already warned Todd. Hopefully I don't do more damage than this damn thing is worth, but that is, yeah. No beeps in the Jeeps. Yep, that's true. And put the camera in, no problem. Oh, I guess I could technically. It has a little screen. It just doesn't have and Mom, it is an automatic transmission, even though I could drive a standard. It is automatic transmission. But yeah, so that the other thing that I am getting used to is in my Range Rover, again, this is like the most first world conversation, the most first world problems. I get this. I'm saying, oh, my second car. By the way, we have 5. My second car. Oh, the problems I got with it, right? So in my Range Rover, the doors shut automatically. So you pull them kind of to, and then once they hit a certain part, they suck themselves in. And they all the way in, right? And it's meant for like if you're chauffeuring someone and no one wants a door slammed on them. So you just kind of click it shut and then it does the rest, right? So I'm used to that, doing that. So right now that doesn't work in a Jeep. In a Jeep, you gotta, I have not shut that door on the first try a single fucking time, either getting in or getting out. I have to do it twice every single time, but I might have a sore arm from slamming that door. Again, major first world problems. And Crystal is saying you can have backup sensors added aftermarket. Yeah, my car is loaded with aftermarket. As I talked about yesterday on the show, there's so much aftermarket stuff that you can get for it. I am excited. Please send me your list of errands if you head north of 121. Yeah, so you can avoid me so that you're not in the crosshairs if the car even had one of those. Yeah, so. And Michelle says she does not trust her backup camera. What the hell with the red, yellow, green, all in an angle? I don't get it. Mine's not like that. Mine is a crystal clear camera. It's got different beeps if someone is approaching from either side. It's got a different beep if I'm going up on someone. Todd's even has a beep if he is approaching something too fast. Mine does not, or maybe mine does. Maybe I just drive better. But like if you are driving too fast towards something and it's slowing down, the whole car screams at you too. So, just wait until you have driving teenagers. Our driveway looks like a car dealership. Yes, ours already does. We have a 4-car garage, and there are 2 cars sitting in the driveway right now, permanently, because one of the garages has our lawn tractor in it, because Todd likes to cut our own grass. Anyway, with that, I'm over time. Carrie will be here tomorrow, so look forward to seeing you and her and everybody else. In the meantime, don't forget to go to coopedup.com. That's where I keep all my shit. I'm working on a story right now A lot of people have been asking me about my skincare, how the hell is this a 46-year-old face? You know what? It's good skincare. I'm putting tips on there for that. I just haven't finished it yet. But that'll be up soon. And again, if you're on Insta, follow me. I'm Cooped Up. That's where I'm there. And that's it. I love you. I love you. You are loved. I love that you watch this. This is my therapy. Thank you so much. I miss you when I don't have you every day. Mm. And just wear a fucking mask. Tune in tomorrow. Carrie is here. Thursday will be my last day this week. I'm taking Friday off. Kids don't have school on Friday, so we're going to take it off. And with that, I am going to say bye. Love y'all so much. And see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Shit, I say.